So the next thing is Tar-gator. Now if we want to reverse that, if we want to take the first half of alligator and replace the last half of gator with zan, we could do that and we come up with another new code word called Al-a-zan. Al-a-zan. So now we have everything falling down. Okay? So now we have Al-a-zan, Al-a-zan, tar-gator, tar-gator, Al-a-zan, alligator, alligator, tar-gator, tar-gator, Al-a-zan, Tarzan, Tarzan, Al-a-zan, jump, Al-a-zan, Al-a-zan, alligator, jump, Tarzan, alligator, Al-a-zan, Al-a-zan, tar-gator, Al-a-zan, tar-gator, Al-a-zan. That's a tough one. Tarzan, jump. Okay, so we've done these, and these people have them down cold. Then, 2 weeks ago, we introduced another new code word. Now, this one, what they do is, it starts with, it's got the one flag here, and it's got the double flag here, but it's got this little tiny dot. And what that little dot is doing is, believe it or not, it's stealing a piece of this. I don't know if you can see that, but this and that are identical. This with two flags and back half of that are identical. What's happening to this syllable is being stuck into here. And the way they're doing that is representing it with this little dot. This little dot, if I put a little flag on it with two little flags, would represent that piece of this rhythm. See? Dot, thing with two flags. So that little dot is just a way for us symbolically to know that we've stolen that one syllable and moved it over and stuck it into that first syllable and are holding it, basically. So I can see this as a number of ways. I can see this as alligator, tor, al, 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 tor, da, da, da.
Hard to say.
Tor, al, tor.
You're shortening it out on purpose?
Exactly. And what I'm doing is alligator, Allen, tor, al, tor, al, tor, al, tor. What I'm saying is this, putting that into there, tying that into there, so they're just like one syllable, and then saying that. Al, tor, al, tor, al, tor. So this is al-a-gate, tor, alligator.
So is that the same as doing swinging eight?
Now, also this is sometimes referred to as a shuffle. They'll take this eighth note, bum 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 bum. In the old barrel house blues, they used to do it just that, bum 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 bum, like you're pumping a water pump or something. I heard this bum bum bum. But in the later on in the turn of the century, they changed that to the shuffle to the bum 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 bum. So that got changed. This, they held on to that a little bit longer, gave a small little of that, came up with this symbol, and the word for it is Humpty Dumpty. Is a better word, rather than thinking al, tor, tar. I've got one word that sounds that rhythm. Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty. So now I can go Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty, and now I have what's called the shuffle. And again, yes. Swing. They say we're making a swing rhythm. That's the swing, that's it. That's the swing rhythm. Now the interesting thing is your band did this rhythm backwards.
Really?
Yeah. He went bum ba dum, bum ba dum, bum ba dum, bum ba dum, bum ba dum. He was going Zan, Zan, butter, Zan, butter, Zan, butter. That's like saying Ella, 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 Bada, Dalla, Ella. And the word for that happens to be butter. So, are you margarine? No, I'm butter. Are you Humpty Dumpty? Butter. Humpty butter. Humpty, Humpty, butter. Butter. You see the difference? The difference is the short part's here. Butter. Also, alligator. 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 Alla. 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 Butter. Butter. So again, I take a rhythm which could be a compounded rhythm, gets me going. I can go back to my basic code words and always use these basic code words to mathematically figure out anything weird. Then once I get it, find a specific word that fits that. Then once I find a specific word that every time I say that word, it just automatically, for instance, again, for Humpty Dumpty, I used to use a word that is become a dirty word, and the first time I printed it in my music theory book, the parents complained about it being in the music theory book, and we had to take it out of my music theory book. And the word I used was ergot, ergot, ergot. Now, ergot is a chemical used to make LSD, I know, but it's also used as a remedy for gout. And being Scottish, and my grandfather having gout, that's where I came up with ergot. But when I put it in my music book, some people accused me of being a hippie and putting a slanderous drug. Yeah, what do they call it? Subliminal reference. I made a subliminal reference to drugs. This is how parents think. You got to go with it, because even though I think it's a little lizard-like, in their, you know, it's really the ghost in their machine, not the ghost in my machine. But nonetheless, it conjures up those things. So, and I like ergot. And to this day, I still think ergot, 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 ergot. Humpty Dumpty, Humpty is better for kids and for the rest of it. So you can see we try to find things that children like and find simpler things. So now what happens is when you hear these, right, those are the symbols that should occur with those sounds. And now, if you use all of these are about 89 to 90% of all the rhythms that you will run into in any book that you read anywhere at any time. And if you just get these code words down, you should be able to pick up a score, no matter what it is, and start at least tapping or clapping out the rhythm of that song, okay? So if it's Bach, and it's something like Tarzan drum, Tarzan drum, Tarzan drum, Tarzan drum, Tarzan drum, Tarzan drum, Tarzan, Tarzan, Tarzan drum, 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 Sand drum, drum, sand drum. That's a little rest there. Okay, you get it? Okay, so that's it on that. Okay, now. All this stuff requires is getting flashcards or making some up. If you get yourself a bunch of these, a little deck of those index cards, you can get them where they're blank on one side and got lines on the other. And you can draw up a bunch of these code words for yourself. And then you can do what we did here, which is I made up 8 of each code word. And then what you can do is, if you want to get used to this, you simply drop down a couple code words there, put a code word here, drop a code word there, and right there, I've just written a rhythm. And that's a rhythm that I can groove on and that I can write something with. Okay? So, see if you can hear it. Now the interesting thing is it doesn't matter how fast I do it. I can go still hear it. And it doesn't matter how fast or how, I could actually be speeding it up and slowing it down, actually changing the speed. Wouldn't matter to you, you'd still hear the words. Everything will automatically adjust itself. Okay, so if you make 8 of each, then you can make 4 and 8 beat rhythms. And what I do is, with the kids, I put these all together, shuffle them up, throw them into a magic hat, tell them to close their eyes and pull any 4 out, and whatever order they come out, that's the rhythm they have to work with.